Good morning. How is everybody?
Good morning from Memory Bound Papercraft Store in Ankeny, Iowa. And Nicole's here, and I'm Kelly. Okay, Janet just gave a message. Okay, welcome everybody. I just missed a message, but we got it, Nicole. So today's Tuesday, and it's Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day, everybody. Nicole's got something to show you. So, and get it a little closer, Nicole. Zoom in. So today our store is 11% off for November 11, 11, 11, November 11th, 11% off. And it's also Veterans Day. So thank you to all the veterans for your service, past, present. And I guess if it's a veteran, you probably don't say future or whatever, but for all of our veterans that have been supporting our country and making America a safe place to live, we really appreciate it, everybody. And Nicole, we need to talk about the Blue Star Mothers of Iowa, because I don't know if you heard, but we did a drive for them back in July, and they are making holiday boxes of goodies for the Iowa soldiers that are deployed. And their goal was 2,700 boxes. That's a lot. And they sent over 3,000.
Wow.
So they way
awesome.
exceeded. So a huge applause for the Blue Star Moms of Iowa.
Absolutely huge.
Including our own Chris and Rhonda. So that was really a good thing. And you know how cool it'd be to get one of those boxes if you were deployed overseas and away from home on the holidays.
Wow, that's awesome.
Gail says thank you, veterans, and we agree totally with that, Gail. And it looks like Donna's here, and Deborah, and Peggy's here from Ohio. Hello, Peggy. Elena from California. Gosh, there's people from all over. Well, Nicole, tell us what we're going to be doing today.
All right, today we're going to show you how to make our Merry Christmas hanger. It comes in a kit, so you get all the little bits and bobs you need to make this hanger. And that kit, it's available online or in the store, and it's $19.99. And it looks like this.
Oh, it's so cute. Now, Nicole did a demo. Zoom. How long ago do you think you did a demo?
Oh, maybe a month or so. Maybe two. Honestly, my sense of time is a little
off. You think
but,
something was a week ago, and it was like 6 months ago.
And it is double-sided. And then this is in the middle one, there's a spot here that is available for you to put your own photo. This is an old Christmas tree of mine. But you can put your own photo. You can put your family's face there, or whatever brings you Christmas joy, you can put there. So it is double-sided. And you could decide, you can mix and match. You want this way, or
Nicole, it looks really good with your Memory Bound t-shirt.
Oh, it's all festive green today.
It's the same green for sure. It looks great.
I love it.
And Janet just linked, put a link into our blog from your demo. And Nicole, it was August 15th.
Yeah, so it was a little bit ago. Yeah,
a few months ago.
Yeah, well, I've been.
Melody's here from Alberta, Canada.
Good morning.
And let's see, Sherry says thank you for giving us a discount in honor of our veterans. Her husband's a veteran. We are getting a lot of Happy Veterans Day, and thank you to the veterans.
Absolutely.
So, okay, the other thing we want to show before we go on is we got a special gift in the mail.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to take the camera out so I can zoom in on that because it might glare. But Diana made this shadow box frame for us, and it's very crafty and cute with the doodlebug little icons. And it's probably about, I don't know, 10 by 10, 12 by 12. It's not 12 by 12.
No,
but 10
it's
by
probably
10.
8 by 8 or 10 by 10. I'm not.
It's really cute. So Diana, that is such a lovely gift. And oh my gosh. We're going to hang it up at our front counter so everybody can enjoy it. And she sent us a nice card.
And look at the
and
card to go with
thank you for taking her on a crafting journey.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if Diana's watching yet, but it is really amazing. And a lot of work went into that. And thank you. Oh my gosh. There's no thank you for it. There's nothing that you can say except
it's just
thanks.
Amazing. Yeah.
And she says it's 8 by 8. So Diana is here. So Diana, that's an amazing project.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Everybody's going, wow, oh my gosh. They love it.
Love it.
It's pretty cool. And like I said, we're going to hang it at our front counter.
Yeah. You can check it out. It's in person, it's a stunner. There's lots of dimension and it's super fun. So
Yeah, lots of pop-up things. I
yeah.
just keep looking at it, Nicole.
I know. I found it
That's
on
what
the.
I do.
I came in this morning and I saw it on the desk and I immediately had to pick it up. So
Yeah, see, what is that?
I love that.
So everybody's saying great job, what a beautiful gift, wonderful gift.
So pretty.
So it is a nice gift, and it's something that we'll put up at the front counter, and we'll be able to enjoy that as we go.
I love it.
Now the other thing, we might want to show this one more time, Nicole. I'm going to pull it right up here like this. It is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. And we are having a sale today because it's also kind of that weird 11/11 date. So we're doing 11% off. All right, then the other thing we want to talk about before we move on is we do have a craft along coming up. We have two craft alongs coming up. One is with Janet, and she's designed 6 cards with the Christmas in the City collection from Cartabella. And you can make these with her on November 21st. The kits are available, and they also have all her directions and inserts and everything you need. And don't you think it'd be kind of fun, Nicole, to actually make a card with Janet?
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That will be super fun.
So check that out. I think is it $36.99? I think it's $36.99.
$34.99.
Oh, $34.
Oh,
it's $2 off. It's $2 off.
An even better bargain. I love it.
So that would be, we're going to be doing that here in the morning on November 21st. You can watch it live or later. You can catch it on our blog if you want to. And then we also have a craft along with Chris. Hey, Chris, what's your craft along date?
I think we're the 25th now.
25th. Okay, her date. Chris has been moved around a little bit, but Nicole, I want to grab it to show people.
Yeah, let's look.
Here, Nicole, if you want to show this. This is a frame, very dimensional frame, and all you need is a sheet of paper, like a sheet of cardstock, and a scoring board, and probably a crease tool and some liquid adhesive, and you can make that. And if you want to make it with Chris, the same as Chris, then that is from Flannel Season.
Yeah. Super dimensional. It's just super cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
And I decided this morning I'm going to make one that we can hang on the tree too.
Oh, Chris just
I
popped
love
in,
it.
and she's going to make one that we can hang on the tree. So
that's cool.
It's one of those things, you guys, that looks difficult, and Chris is going to make it easy for us.
Oh yeah, we'll be able to do it on air.
I love it. It's so fun.
So check that out. A couple of craft alongs. Remember, we got to keep your crafting alive in 2025. And we only have a couple months left of 2025.
Wow. Yeah.
So Nicole, let's find out. You want to show us what we're doing again? We've had a lot of people that have joined us late.
All right, we're gonna make this wall hanger. It's double-sided, using the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Believe collection. So there's side 1 and there's side 2.
And we'll switch
And
cameras to
fun
get a
die
better
cuts
look.
and things. And then again, that comes in a kit, and we do have those available online or in the store.
And we're going to open the kit to show you exactly what you get.
$19.99. So
should we switch over to cameras, Nicole?
Yeah, let's
and
see
then
if we can do
Janet
it.
had a comment about her craft along, and there is a little bit of homework. So there is a little bit of pre-work before you make the 6 cards with Janet. Okay, Nicole, I'm switching over.
All right, I'm making a little crinkle noise, so guard your ears,
Crinkle,
but it'll be
crinkle.
worth it. Okay, so
they
all
want
the
to know if
goodness.
Chris is doing a Banff show, and I think she is. I don't know when it is, but I'm pretty sure she is. She had to finish up a couple projects.
Wow, that would be fun too. Okay, well, we're gonna start off. Included in your kit, you get 3 of these 4.5 by 5.5 rough coasters. You get 3, top, middle, and bottom. Your little bag of some losable bits, so don't lose that one. And then you're gonna get your 12 by 12 sheet of this 4 by 6 elements.
Is that from Believe?
Yes, the
Believe
Simple
collection.
Vintage Believe collection.
That's been
It
a
has
good
the
one.
poinsettias on the back. And then you'll get, and then a half sheet of the gingham, the red gingham. Well, I guess it's candy cane gingham
It's
from the
not
Simple
red.
Vintage Believe. It's candy cane. It's actually becoming one of my favorite pieces of red paper to use. And then you'll get your instructions and photos included, and I'll have to assemble everything. And then you'll have all of your like
So
little
what do you
bits
have
and
in there?
bobs.
Some,
There is all
you got
kinds
your
of
rings
goodies.
because they're
Yep.
connected with book rings, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool.
So let's dump this goodies out. Okay. I'm going to turn this over so we got a nice space to look at. So you're going to get some ribbon trims in a light green, a dark green, a white. That will be used for our junk bows. And then some red twine that we're going to use to make the hanger and some bows. Your 2 1-inch book rings. That'll hold all of your bits together. You'll get this little red 2x3 photo mat, and this is from the
Looks like Color
brick.
Vibe.
I think
It
it's
looks like
Color
brick.
Vibe brick, I believe. And then this little die cut tree from the Evergreen Color Vibe colors.
That's cute.
And that I can show you in a bit where that die cut came from if you're interested. You're going to get some of these red nail head enamel. They're not enamel.
They're kind
Embellishments.
of metal.
They're
I
more
just
of a
call them nail
metallic.
heads. Yeah.
They're just nail heads. And then a little tag that's been stamped for you that says Season's Greetings. And I'm always upside down. Season's Greeting. And then a little die cut that says Peace and Joy. And you may have to punch out some of the little
Oh, sure.
bits
A
and
little
bobs
pokey
in there
tool
to
or
make it
something.
work. Yeah. Those come out pretty easy though. And so then that's the bits you're going to get in your kit. And then we're going to show you today how to assemble all of these fun goodies into our little hanger. So
I'll slide this
let me
over and
roll
put this
this out
together,
the
Nicole,
road.
while you.
We're going to show you guys. And if you have questions, I will try to pay attention. Just bear with me. I'm going to probably forget to pay attention because that's how I roll. Okay. And then as we go along, if there's other things that I think you could substitute or maybe something you have in your stash, I'll try to show you some little tips and tricks along the way as well.
Well, and maybe we could
So-
also, Nicole, talk about where you might hang this.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
we do a lot of banners, but I don't think we've done a straight banner before like this.
Yeah. At home, I have a little magnet on the back of my front door because my front door happens to be metal. And I just put a little metallic hook there and I hang it on the back of my door.
Oh, that's a good
So,
idea.
But you could also put it on a little thing and hang it off of a mantle or, you know, you could get a little creative with that for sure. Okay, so should we just jump into number 1?
Yeah.
Start at the top. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is mark your thing somehow so that you're in the middle. And I found this new thing that I'm absolutely loving, and it's by Spellbinders. And it comes in a roll like this. And I have, how much was
It's
that?
centering tape.
Yeah.
Is that the centering
Yep,
tape?
it's the Spellbinders center line measuring tape. You get this whole roll for $7.99, and there are approximately 66 12-inch rulers in this. So it's going to last you a ton. But it's kind of like washi tape. So you just cut off your 12 inches and it shows you where to cut. There's a little scissors and you cut. And it's like washi tape. So you can just stick it on your counter, or you can put it right on your project, however you like to use it, and then just center everything. And then you can mark your little middle pieces. And I, a lot of times, just leave this stuck to my desk. And it's just
and
there.
then you just always have a
It's
ruler.
just always there, and it doesn't really get in the way. And since there's like 66 of them on here, I don't have to be super precious with it.
Yeah.
So
It's it would last you a long time.
a
wouldn't it,
long
Nicole?
time, and it sticks and unsticks to things pretty well, especially if it's not like a lint covered surface. So love that stuff. It's becoming a new fave. So you're going to find your middle so that later on we know. And then just for this purpose, I'm going to bring that tick mark around to the side because I want to wait until I get both sides covered with paper before I punch everything. You don't have to. You can punch them as you go and then just line it up. But this way the mark is on the edge too. Okay. So you'll have, when you first start your project, you're going to have your 4x6 that looks like this. You've cut apart all of your 4x6s from your 12x12 sheet, and it looks like this before you'll chop it apart. You're going to fussy cut out your greenery here, your holly and berries, cut those out, and then fussy cut this little Merry Christmas out. And just kind of leave a little bit of a white border, you know, however much that feels good to you. Doesn't have to be exact. So then you'll have this kind of odd shaped piece. This is just spare. You can use it for the back for whatever you want if you want, or you can just circular file it. That works too.
Circular filing.
Mm-hmm.
I've not heard that term, Nicole.
We use that in our house a lot. And then the red gingham piece, you're going to cut your red gingham 12 by 12 sheet into 3 4 by 6 pieces. And one of those you're going to adhere on the back using just your favorite liquid glue and a brayer if you so choose.
So a brayer is
going to be.
Do you have one to show, Nicole? Or I can go get one?
I have. I don't with me. No.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't.
get one because
That's
I
something
like
I
to use a brayer when I do stuff like that.
Apparently I left that at home somewhere. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. All right, the other piece you're going to need for your front is going to be this snowman page. And we're going to kind of bounce between the back of the coaster and the front of the coaster, just because that makes it a little easier to deal with dimensional things. If you put all of your dimension down on one side, then you need to go put stuff on the other side. You're going to have a kind of a lopsided bouncy thing to deal with, and that's not as exciting. So
here's a brayer, Nicole, if you just want to show it and kind of explain what it does, because I do use mine at home.
So this is just a nice rubber roller. This one is the smaller of the two. You can use whatever size you have. And I just like to use it when I'm using liquid glue, because once you put your glue down, you put your paper on, you can kind of smash it in there. It just evens out the glue a little bit so that you get a little bit of a smoother surface. And that one is $9.99. Tim Holtz Distress Brayer. You can use that on all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, so we've got your side one. You've put your red gingham on there. And we've used just a sanding tool. You're just going to sand down the edges to make sure that it's all flat on there. So then we're going to move on to side two. That's why I said we're going to kind of bounce around a little bit. So when they take this green card, and you're going to cut off 1/4 of an inch, I think it is, from this side, and 1/8 of an inch from this side.
And it's in your direction.
It's in your direction.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to furiously write it down.
Yeah.
But these are just discard then. You don't need these anymore. So now that's left with a piece that's roughly this same width as your card. It will hang off some, and that's totally fine. We're going to cut that off anyway. But that just means you get to save as many of your little bits as you can. So then we're going to get out some glue. You can use your favorite liquid glue, whichever you want. Nouveau works great. The art glitter glue works great. I'm currently using the Tombow Mono Aqua. I've been liking this one too. So all work really well. You're just going to put this on there. Put it a little bit closer to the edge. And then we're going to center your little snowman on it. You just glue until it feels like you've got a secure amount on there. All right. And you're just going to put that down on there. Now this is where, if I had remembered to bring my brayer, we would just be squeegeeing it on there. But for this,
I think it puts even pressure on it. That's why the brayers are nice.
Yeah.
Nicole, I was going to a trade show quite a few years ago, and they said you needed to bring a brayer for one of the classes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need what do I need a brayer for? I had never used one before.
Yeah.
But I just watched a video last night where they were applying ink with the brayer, and it looked kind of fun. So we need to.
Yeah, you can do really cool distressing techniques with a brayer too. So now that you've got that glued on there, we're just going to nip the sides off just to kind of.
That's a really good tip. So you're not sanding.
Yeah,
much.
You don't need to sand for days. I mean, you can. It's relaxing.
I have.
Yeah, I have too. It's relaxing, but no need. Just nip this off a little bit.
And Nicole, we have a question from Karen about shipping Nouveau glue, and I don't think there'd be any trouble right now to ship Nouveau glue. So,
no, I haven't heard any major things.
I don't think it's that cold yet, but I would definitely don't wait, because when our Nouveau glue is gone, it's gone through until January.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
And Kay uses a bone folder to smooth hers out. So that's
can,
another idea.
You can use that. That would work really well. So now you've got this on there. You're just going to kind of hit these edges. Just to kind of, the corners really is where you're going to notice it. You can kind of see this one is got just kind of squared off corners. So we're just going to hit it with a sander. Anything abrasive. So even if you got a nail file lying around,
Or
that'll do it.
what I started using, and I'm going to go get them, Nicole, are the
Yeah.
discs that fit on the Tim
Oh,
Holtz sanding
yes.
discs.
Those work really well
They
too.
are awesome.
Yeah, those work really well. So we're just going to knock these edges down just a little bit. Ooh, we're going to shake your camera here. Hang on, ladies. We're going for a ride, apparently. Okay. Knock these edges down just a smidge. And there you go. That's all we need to do for that one. So now we can start embellishing it and see what we got here. Okay, so now we're going to flip back here to side 1. And we're going to go with some assembly here. We're going to put this guy on there just at an angle. Mostly because since it's double-sided, I'm trying to minimize the amount of overhang so that we don't have something kind of boring to look at on the back. So if you just put it in a little angle, it gives you a little more space to get it in there. That way it doesn't hang over the edges quite as much. And then you've got these 3 little pieces here that we have pulled from the front, or from the cut apart. We fussy cut those. We're going to take 2. Doesn't matter which 2, you do you. Pick the ones you like. But one's going to go on the back, and the other 2 are going to go on the front. And the other thing we're going to need is this little tree. And you can decide if you like the polka dot side or the not polka dot side. This is your project. You make it the way you like it. Today, just because I like the way of the swoop, I'm going to use the full side color, or the non-polka dot side. We're going to tuck this little guy behind there and just kind of let him hang out a little bit. Okay. So we can start, once we kind of know where things are going, we can start gluing things down. Go with gusto.
Nicole, I'd like to see that you're using a different glue that we carry,
Yeah.
but it's a glue we've had since we opened the doors, I'm pretty sure, the Mono Aqua. So it's
Yeah.
nice to see.
The Tombo's been
And
around.
I'm like, maybe I need to get my Mono Aqua glue
Yeah.
out.
Okay, so we're going to tuck this little tree in there, and he can hang out just a little bit off the edge if you want. Just make him happy. What did Bob Ross? Happy little trees. That's what Bob Ross has got. And then I like a little bit of dimension, so we're going to put the Merry Christmas on with some dimensional adhesive dots, or in my case, some dimensional adhesive squares. So let's just put those. If you've got foam tape, that would work really well in this instance too, because then you just have a couple of little stripes to pull off. Use what you have. Okay, let's get those on there. We'll pull these little knobs off. It's going to give it just a little bit of height to give it a little bit more fun. All right, we're going to angle that right there. Get the little bits going. And then we're going to tuck these in. I'm going to tuck one up top, just so some of those berries poke out. And then I'm going to tuck one down toward the bottom, just to give it a little fun flair. A little bit of glue. Whoop. Just some berries peeking. A little bit. And this glue does dry clear, so that's been kind of handy, because then I don't have to worry too much about it sticking out in weird places, you know. Okay, so then there's the front. That's what we've got so far. And we'll come back and we're going to hit it with a few little embellishments and stuff. But since we don't want to smudge it and we got to work on the back, we're gonna wait. So we're gonna change gear and flip her over. We're gonna go back to this side. And here you have this little season's greeting bit and your remaining holly. And since you can have 2 greetings if you want. For some reason I didn't. So I'm going to use this holly, and I'm going to strategically put it so that it covers up the "oh what fun." So we're going to hide that little bit. If you don't want to, you can put your holly wherever you want. So we're going to
And Nicole, while you're gluing that up, I did go and get the Tim Holtz Distress Sanding
Yeah.
Discs, and you get 10 for $2.99, and they fit right onto your blending tool.
Yeah.
And I just got my first ones last week, and they are really handy.
Yeah, they look like they would travel really well too. I like that a lot. Okay, so we got this little guy on here, and he does stick out the bottom, and I don't like the way it looks on this side, so just nip that
Some
off too.
people are having trouble finding us on Facebook today, so
Oh,
I'm glad
no.
you found us.
Yeah,
I don't know, things happen on Facebook and
it's
I can't explain it.
yeah, technology is a little quirky sometimes, isn't it? Okay, so then this guy, your little season's greeting thing, we're just gonna tuck him in here, however you like the way it looks. I like it kind of sticking out at an angle in the middle. I'm gonna add a little more glue. And we're gonna put that right there. Perfect. All right, so then we're gonna grab just this tiniest little bit of ribbon, or twine, I guess it's twine. And we're gonna make a little bow. Doesn't have to be fancy, just needs to fit. All right. We're just gonna pull and tug and tug and pull until we get it to be about the size we want. All right, so there's our little bow. You leave the tail however long you like him. I like a little bit of a longer tail on mine. All right, so then we're gonna put just the tiniest little bit of glue. This is where I like my glue dot sometimes, just a little tiny spot of liquid glue. And you may need to kind of hold him there a little bit. Then your bow is there. And you can kind of use this little thing. You can tuck it behind the little holly leaves in order to give it a little extra oomph.
That's
And
cute.
his little bow. Okay, so what else have we got? Let's see. This is when you get to start playing. So I'm going to make my notes here. Winka Stella. If you haven't seen these are my favorite things ever. Little brush pens full of glitter. And this one, you can add it wherever you'd like. So I'm just going to do a little bit kind of sporadically on these
It's
holly
hard to
leaves.
stop, isn't it, Nicole?
Oh, it is. You could just Winka Stella everything. And sometimes I do. So we're going to do that side. And then the other thing is these Posca pens. If you don't have a Posca pen, these things are just epically cool. They're acrylic paint in a pen. I like this like teeny tiny nibbed one. This is, I think, the 0.7 millimeter one. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to make the tree look like it's got a little bit of snow.
Oh, wow.
So you're just going to kind of hit the highlight with the white wherever you think snow might have come out of the sky and, landed. You don't have to be exact. Snow rarely does what it's supposed to do. So let's just hit this just a little bit of snow. Just a little scribbles here and there. It's just going to give it a lot of little extra dimension to give it some fun. Okay. And then you're going to take your little nail head brads, I guess, kind of your little nail heads, and we're going to use 3 of them. You guys got one full strip of these in your kit. And on the front tree, we're going to use 3. And these are made in 1 full stripe. So we're going to just cut them apart so that they're no longer in a stripe. And we're going to apply these so that they look like little Christmas baubles in your tree.
Nicole, we are sold out of the Wink of Stella, but it is arriving in the next couple of days, so it's on its way.
Nice. Okay. So there's your little Christmas baubles on your tree.
And we're going to need to see that up close, too.
Yep. Whoop, there we go.
That's
Just a tiny
it's
bit.
amazing what it added.
Yep, a tiny bit of Posca pen and some bubbles. The other thing I like to use is a glaze pen. And we do have these. This one is a clear one. I believe they also come in black and white. So this one is just the clear one. And it just gives shine. So you're just gonna, I like to put it on top of the berries. And this might be really hard to see on camera,
Yeah, it
but
might
in
be.
real life, it adds a lot of really, really nice dimension, but flat. you know, like it travels well. So you can use it on greeting cards a lot. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on camera, but it just
Maybe if
gives
you
it a
tip
little
it
bit of
little bit,
shine.
maybe we can see it. No, there I can
Yeah, you can
see
kind
it.
of see it. But trust me, it's addictive stuff. I use it on a lot of things. It makes really good embellishments on top of like little eyes if you have like little deer or critters or stuff. But that's why we wait until the end, because we don't want to necessarily have to smudge stuff. But this is where on the back, and I don't want to smudge it today, so we're going to kind of, at home you'll have time to let it dry. But we're going to give him some shiny eyes, because I like a little bit of shine to their eyes with this little glaze pen. And then the Wink of Stella, anywhere I went in, I thought the snow should glisten. So I went with, gonna
Oh, that's a
highlight
good idea.
along kind of these shadow lines on his belly and on his, I guess where his legs kind of are, I guess. Just to kind of give it a little extra something in there.
Little something, something.
Something. He just needs a little love to bring him to life, right? Isn't that how it goes?
Mm-hmm. Just
All
like
right.
Frosty.
Yep. All right. So there's Frosty. And then you can just kind of go crazy with this stuff. You can Wink of Stella everything.
You can.
You can Wink of Stella. So that's number one. So then what we're going to do, the last little step here, is to get out this, we are memory keepers. We are makers, I think now.
Mm-hmm.
Euro punch. And again, we had these on our website too. We're going to use these to make the holes. It's kind of like a crocodile. So it's a big heavy duty punch. It's going to be able to go through this coaster and all the papers. And it's going to make the tag kind of like you'd see on a shopping package. So this is where, if you remember, our little notch that we made halfway in the middle. And this is also where I like this tape because it is dimensional. You can just stick it straight to your project.
Oh, I see. Because
And
it
then
would come
punch
off. Yeah.
yeah, because it'll come right off. So you can line it up where your middle is. I'm going to just eyeball it. So you would just put it there. And then on your little punch, so that you guys could see it, there's a raised bump right here. It's not white when you buy one, but I took a Posca pen and I highlighted it so I could see it a little easier.
That's a good tip. So the Posca pen actually wrote on the
Yeah, it just,
plastic.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So then you can use the little mark we made, line that up with that mark, and then punch it in the middle. And so you can also, because you just stick this thing down, man. It's just great. You're gonna, am I on camera? I am, okay. All right, so we're gonna line it up with the middle mark. And I'm gonna use a pencil. I'm just gonna mark it because we can erase. So however you can get it so that it's marked correctly so you can see it is what you want to do. So we're going to line all that up. We're going to put that down in there at this is set at its shallowest depth, this little notch here, and then just squeeze it. Kablamo.
That's cool.
And now
Nicole.
you've got your little punch come out.
And
then
those have been on back order and they should be arriving in the next probably week or week and a half.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be back in stock.
Yep.
They're $21.99.
And then we're going to do the same thing with the bottom on this one. Let's see. There we go. All right. So we're going to punch. Squiggle that in there, get it lined up, and then give it a little aggression. Then you're all done. Then you can kind of just come in and erase those little tick marks if you made them with a pencil. There you go.
Pretty cool, Nicole. I like it.
Side one done. All right, we're cracking along.
I think weren't you the one that wanted us to order that punch?
Yeah, I like weird tools, so it was like, hey, can we
You
get
like weird
this?
tools,
I do. I
and you
have an
cannot
affinity.
lie, right?
Right. I'm like, what is that for? I must know. So now I found fun ways to make it happen. Okay, that was number one. So number two, we're going to start out with, this is the back side of that candy cane gingham. It's a solid red. You're just going to cut that to size and glue that down. And then you're going to take, where did I put it? Here it is. The other piece you're going to need is the cream ledger with the poinsettia along the bottom from this side. And you're going to cut, before you adhere it, you're going to cut, I believe it's 1 inch off of that. You're going to cut 1 inch off the top and save this piece because we're going to use it on the other side. And then you're going to take that remaining piece and you're going to glue that to the bottom. So you're going to have this raw edge at the top, which is fine. It's exactly what you need. So keep this raw edge. So you end up with a piece that has this on one, the solid red and the bottom half of the ledger. And then you'll have your one saved piece. Okay.
Nicole, we forgot to mention that
Yeah.
an alternative for that punch, for the Euro punch.
Oh, yes. You can use a crocodile.
So if you use your crocodile, you can do that.
Yep.
Because that will punch very easily through a chipboard.
Yes.
Through chipboard or a coaster.
Yeah.
So I am really, somebody asked that, Rhonda asked that question.
Yeah.
So Rhonda, thanks for asking because we really meant to mention that. We talked about it
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, we did. And that it works really well. It, you know, you just pick the depth that you want. You can change the shallowness. It works really well. Okay, so the other piece you're going to need for the middle is this little Santa. And he comes as a the 4x6 vertical. And you're going to have to do a little strategic cutting on him. And that's okay. So we're going to cut, he needs to be a finished 3.5 by 4. So you're going to remove, let's see, 3/4 of an inch you're going to remove from the top and you're going to save that. So you need these two little pieces saved. Let me get back in the camera here. You're going to cut 1.25 inches off of the bottom. So you'll cut just these presents off. And then you're going to cut 1/4 inch off of each side. Okay. So these two pieces are discard. You don't need those. So you can put those off to the side.
And your directions tell you all of this. So
All
you don't
of it's in the drawer.
have to really make notes or anything. You can just, if you get the kit, you have all this information in there.
Yep. So this is what you'll end up with for coaster number 2 pieces on this one. Okay. So this will be your
Good visual,
front.
Nicole. I like that.
Yep. This will be your front. Okay. So we're going to take, let me get my head on straight here. You guys have that problem where your head just gets a little crooked and you got to put it back on?
No, never, Nicole.
Okay.
Rhonda has the big bite, which also would work very fine to punch through your coasters.
Yep, that would work very well. Okay. So we're going to put our Santa piece, and this is where at any point during any of these pieces, if you want to, you can distress, you can ruffle up your edges, you can ink. I really liked the gathered twigs distress ink on the edges of things to give it that little bit of a vintagey tone. For our time purposes today, I'm not going to do that, but I want you to know that you can, and it looks fabulous. So, okay, so you end up with this little Santa. You're going to position him in the middle, just like this. And you're going to glue him down. You could round the edges on this one if you wanted. You could tatter him up, whatever you want to with this one. This is a very, very forgiving project, so you can really make
you
it
can
be
kind of
whatever
adjust
you
it
want.
and make it your own if you want to. You can.
Absolutely can. So we're going to just center him on there. Okay, so there's our little Santa bit.
Well, and Nicole, some of this collection, Believe, is selling out and we are unable to get more. So
Yeah.
if you've been eyeballing, it seems like any of the Simple Stories collections, just don't wait too terribly long because it seems like they don't have a lot of extras.
No. So, okay. So the next we're going to do, I'm not sure how y'all feel about fussy cutting, but today we're going to do a little bit of it because we have this beautiful packages of gifts and bows, and I want to retain them, but I want to give them a little dimension. So we're going to trim out this red one, and this white and red one. And you're just going to trim those out real quick. And this is where if you aren't into fussy cutting, you can be a little messy with it and just hit it with some ink on the edge and no one will know.
And Nicole, the scissors you're using are really great for fussy cutting. Those are the
Mhm.
EK Success
Yeah, these
super
are
duper sharp
great.
scissors. And I know a lot of you have them now.
Yeah.
They're asking about the new junk collection.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Simple Stories is shipping out either 3 or 4 new collections. And they're supposed to be arriving like around sometime next week. And one of them is called Junk Drawer. And we did have a picture of it on our Facebook page. So you can find it there if you want to take a sneak peek at it. You know, we pretty much order everything that Simple Stories puts out. So if you're ever wondering, is Memory Bound going to get that? Well, the answer is yes. And so that is coming. And then
Yeah.
there's a baby collection coming from Simple
Oh, that'll be
Stories.
fun.
Maybe that's why they've sold out of some of the Christmas because they've
Well,
moved
maybe
on.
they're coming on. Okay, so I cut out these red ones as one single piece, and then the little white one. And I don't know if you can see, there's a little piece of like the floor poking out. I'm gonna stick this package on top of that little bit of floor just to kind of cover that up. Just glue it on there.
No, we have a comment about
Yeah.
the center line measuring tape is sold out,
Yeah.
and we apologize. That is, I'm going to say my fault. I didn't realize that we were out of it and we didn't get it ordered before Nicole showed it to all of you. So I apologize for that, and it will be back in stock probably next Wednesday or Thursday. So there is a wait list on that product. So you could, if you wanted to, put yourself on the wait list if you go out to the product, and then you will get an email telling you when it's back in stock. Or if you want to call us or send us an email, we'll reserve one for you when they come in. And we're talking about this right here, the
Yes.
centering tape from Spellbinders. So I apologize for that. But we made a mistake and didn't get it ordered before we're showing it to you.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
It is worth the wait though. It is worth it. Okay, so show you, got our little packages assembled, our little 3. And I'm going to adhere it with foam dots right here along the bottom, just to give it a little, looks like there's extra packages floating around. Gives it just a little bit of a dimension. Okay, so for now, this side is done. So we're going to flip over to this side. And then you remember we had this little piece left over from when we cut it earlier. So we're going to use this at the top to make it look like a notebook. So this ledger paper kind of looks like a notebook. So we're going to glue that to the top. But the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and the bottom edge of that, I'm just going to rough it up. I don't do a lot of distressing, but this one felt like it needed a little something to make it look like it was a little rough. Okay, so we're going to rough that up just a smidge.
We have a question. So the kit,
Sure.
the kit that makes the door hanger that has all your paper, your directions, and all the little die cuts and the rings and the ribbon is $19.99.
Right. All right, so we've roughed up our edges.
And we have a testimonial on the centering tape.
Yeah, I didn't realize I would
So-
like it quite so much, but I'm pretty pleased with it. So it'll be worth the wait. All right, so we've roughed up just the bottom edge of that one, and now we're going to glue it along the top. And this is the back side of the middle section. Just glue that down too. And I'm just going to line it up with the top a little bit. Just make sure that it kind of gets hung up there. That's it. And then whatever overhang you got, go ahead and trim that down as much as you need to. And then we can sand
That's
it.
a really good idea, Nicole. For me, it just makes less sanding.
Yeah, and less dust from sanding.
True. Less vacuuming.
Yes. Not that we don't have vacuuming problems in my craft room at home, but all right. So then we're just going to use our sanding tool and knock down those edges so that they're a little more uniform. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, there you go. All right, so on this one, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch before I get too much farther in this. That way I don't accidentally cover up something that I want to keep. you know, like I don't want to put down my photo and then figure out that I have to punch a hole in it. So just punch in advance on this one. All right, so we're going to line up our little, this one, because it's the middle, you're going to want to do both the top and the bottom on this one. And we're going to mark ourselves a little center line. Whoa, too much gusto this morning. Okay. We're going to also mark our little center line here, and just do it lightly and it'll erase really well. And again, just line up that line and
Nicole, does it
punch.
only go in so far, or do you have different
Yep.
depths?
There is a depth adjuster on the
Okay.
side of this. There we
Kind of
go.
like the crocodile.
Yep. And I've just got it set at the shallowest depth for this one.
I'm thinking I might have to get one of those when they come in.
All right. Okay. See, here's why you shouldn't do what I did. I put these little popper dot
Oh.
things on here. Now I got to squish them a little bit in order to, it works. You can make anything work in crafting, but just squish them in there and go. There you go. See, no problem. Maybe a small inconvenience, but no problem. Okay. And then we're going to erase our pencil lines here so we don't have to worry about those later. Okay. So then we're on to the fun part, which is the quick, easy embellishments. So we're going to take our Posca pen on our Santa side. And I'm going to really roughly, we're going to trace this outside edge. And it needs to be messy.
It needs to be messy.
I think
Okay.
it needs to be messy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it needs to be messy.
Well, that doesn't look messy, Nicole. That looks pretty good.
We're going to messy it up here in a minute. So we're going to trace it.
We need to mention, if you're not familiar with the Posca pens, it is paint, so you do have to shake it up. If you find that your ink or your paint's coming out and it's not very white or black or whatever color you have, that means you need to shake it up to get it mixed up inside.
Yep.
So be sure and do that on your Poscas.
Yeah. So I've done a quick rough trace. It's a little messy. It's not straight. It's a little crooked, but I want it to look like stitches. So we're going to just put some zigzags around here to look like our machine kind of messed up.
Like it probably did
Yep.
if I would have stitched that.
Just some quick little squiggles in there. Gives it a little extra dimension, a little extra texture. It looks on purpose. All right, then you're going to need 2 of your little red nail heads. Now, the nail heads are a little challenging to find. I found out after I made this project. So my recommend is Christmas red stickles.
Oh, that would be neat because it would add a little glitter to it.
Yep, a little glitter, a little dimension will go wonders. If you like these but want an alternative look, maybe you already have some Christmas red stickles. So, but I use these because I wanted it to look like we riveted it to the top.
And you get those in your kit.
They
so
are
you will
in your
have
kit.
those for your kit.
Yep. And they do come in other colors. This time of year, they're always a little limited, you know, because we like our Christmas crafts.
Well, and they're also, we're having a little supply issue with those too.
And so I'm going to apply one at each corner
great.
so that it looks like they're kind of pop riveted on there a little bit. Okay, so there's side 1. So now we're going to flip over to side 2. And we're going to grab and you guys will have a photo or some, you know, it was designed as a photo, so you can do you, but I wanted to keep this side kind of simple so that it would be a photo. You guys will have a red brick one in a 2x3. I had white at home, so we're going to put white one on this one, but yours is brick red. 2x3 photo mat. We're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back, and you're going to put him at an angle. Right there. So there's side 2 for that one. And then you're going to want 2 more of these little red nail heads. And you're going to put one at the top as if it was a notebook.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So that it looks like it was, you know, like notebooks are always stapled at the top right there. And we're going to do red dots.
Especially with the ledger paper,
Yeah.
Nicole, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
So now we've got our little,
So that's the middle
that's
section.
the middle one all done. Number 2. Easy peasy.
All right, Nicole, I
Number
think we
2.
need to show this
Yay.
while we're in between. If
Yeah.
you joined us late today, happy Veterans Day, and thank you to all of our veterans, current and past. And so we're doing 11% off. So it's November 11th. So 11, 11, 11, 11 month, 11th day, and 11% off today at Memory Bound. Only today. So check that
Yay.
out today, and you can shop in store, or you can shop online, or come in or give us a call.
Okay, so we're on to panel number 3. We are cranking right along here. Okay, so last piece then is going to be put your red gingham down on the front, and you're going to put this cute, adorable little deer
with
on
the
the
little
back.
deer,
He's
it's really
so cute. Okay, so the little deer on the back, you're going to want to trim him so that he fits. So, and it's in your instructions that you're going to get. From the deer, you're going to take 1/2 inch from this side over here. And let me show you here. So originally this 4x6 had the little deer here. So you're going to take this 1/2 inch off the side, and this is discard. You won't need this for this project. And then you're going to just adhere this down here. Just make sure that this doesn't fall off the edge of your coaster. You're going to want to maintain that. So you might have to scooch it over just a little bit to make it work. Okay, so that's side number 2. So we're going to move back to side number 1. And you had your comfort and joy panel that came out of your 12x12 sheet. And you're going to trim 1/4 of an inch off of each side. Okay, so you're going to have something that looks like this. The only bit we are wanting is the middle. All the rest of this, we're going to just let it go.
Nicole, we do have a comment from Rhonda, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
That you could use red alcohol ink with the Tim Holtz nail heads.
I think you could,
So
yeah.
you could definitely
Yeah.
use alcohol ink, and
Yeah.
then you could make things whatever color you want.
Yep. I like that. That's a very good one. Okay. Wonderful. That is actually a brilliant idea. Okay. So we've got our comfort and joy panel. Oh, there's my little cheat sheet note. We don't need to glue him down. Okay. Make sure when you put this on that he's right side up. You don't want craziness going on.
Oh, we got to check them both.
Yep. Check them. But make sure that it's in there, and you're going to want to center that so that it comes across the middle like this. And you're going to glue that down. Okay. You're just going to center right there. And this one, the only thing you keep in mind, you want to not lose your sentiment off the edge too much. So you can kind of shift and play. And then again, you were just going to trim a little bit of this edging off of there. This is where, if you have one, you can use your brayer to make sure it gets all squished down real well. You can also do your distressing on the edges. So we're going to trim. And then if it's still a little rough, you're just going to rough that bit up.
Maggie calls that marrying the paper to the coaster, which
That's a good term.
it just smooths it out and
Yeah.
makes it look like it's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be adhered down there. So then we're going to do this punch. Now, this part with the punch is very, very, very important. Don't do what I do. This is the bottom. So the bottom doesn't need a hole.
So it's the third panel of the hanger.
Yep. It does not need a hole on the bottom.
Did you put a hole in the bottom, Nicole?
I may have on future, like previous projects.
Okay.
Yep. Learn from me. Don't learn what I do. Okay, so we're going to do the same here. We're going to find our middle. Lots of middle here. And if you don't have a centering ruler or a centering tape like this, you can use like a folded piece of paper to find your middle. But same thing, line up your middle with your punch at the shallowest depth and then go with gusto.
Because really, you have a coaster and you have 3 layers of paper on
Yeah,
there.
and in this case, it's actually 4, and it just cuts
It
like
did it.
butter. It has no problem with it. It just goes along for the ride. It's good. Okay, so there's side 1 of coaster 3, and here's side 2 of coaster 3, and then we also have what we have left is this peace and joy. Okay, and I thought it needed just a little something extra, so we're going to adhere peace and joy along the bottom of this envelope on the thing. And if you get your kit, there may be some just little nubbins left in this sentiment. Just use a little pokey tool or be gentle with your fingernails and just poke those out of there.
And we do have an idea from Kay. If you
Yeah.
would happen to punch the wrong end, her idea is to hang a bell from the bottom.
Oh, that would be really
So you
good,
could
actually.
hang a bell or a charms or
Yep.
whatever you might have. So thank you.
Yep, that's perfect.
Oh, it's from Darla. Sorry, I thought it was from just Kay. It was Darla. I need some new glasses. Oh no, it was from Kay. Kay and Darla both commented that you could hang something from the bottom.
Yeah.
So if you do it wrong, it's okay. You can hang something or add more
Yep,
ribbon.
or a lot of ribbon. I have done a lot of ribbon. In one case, I just got a spare piece of paper and I just plastered right over top of it. So there you go. Now, where did I put that little bit? I feel like I saved that for some reason, but okay. Okay, so there's that one. Now, this one, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to vary up the stitches, so to speak. So with this one, I'm going to use this white Posca pen, and anywhere the black is on the edge, I'm going to put a little dashed stitch. And it's going to just kind of make that black look like it's natural, but it pops in there. And again, it can be a little messy. It's fine. Messy is not bad. Messy is character, I think. All right. Easy, easy, easy. Because it is acrylic paint, you do need to give it just a little bit to dry. You don't want to get too smudgy. Messy is good, but you know, there's a limit to all good things, right? Okay, so you're going to put your little white stitches around the edge. It just makes it a cute little thing. So this is the time when you would go back in and you're going to apply all of the glitter and the glitz and the glaze and all that stuff. So on this one, you can do where you want it to be. I thought that these ornaments needed to be shiny. So I went on this red and gold one. I put shiny on just the gold parts. But you could do the whole thing if you want. Okay, so just shiny up that, and then the red one, my pen's getting a little low. You're going to put all of the glossy. I'm going to put this sparkle on the whole red one. The whole thing. Just give it a little
You can
extra
see it
love.
much better in person than you can.
It's terrible for camera, but in
yeah.
person it looks like bam. What is that, an emerald? When he's like bam. That's what it looks like on
He does.
in person. Maybe an emerald reference shows my age. I don't know, but all right. So we're gonna glitter up that, and then this guy, and you can add on this side. You can add some glimmer and shine to the little bow. I'm gonna use the glaze pen on his just sweet little eyes here. Give them a little shine, a little fun, a little bit on his nose, and then on these berries. And you can be a little messy with this. It doesn't have to be exact in order to make the effect that you want. You're just kind of highlighting a little bit, okay? So then that is all, panel number 3 is all done. And you add as much or as little as you want. Oh, I lied. Panel 3 is not done. It needs some little things.
Yeah, we got to add some more
We
to
got
that,
to add
Nicole.
some more bling. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're going to need 3. And for these, I'm going to leave 3 of them attached together. And we're going to add them then to the bottom down here.
So Nicole, you've been cutting those apart each time, right?
Yep.
That you do one
Previously,
by one.
yep. This time I'm using a strip of 3. And I'm going to add them to this little, what looks like little red gingham washi tape down here on the bottom. Just to give it a little extra. And then we're going to use some on this side too. You should have 6 left at this point out of your little stripe. And you're going to need 2 sets of 3. So I'm going to leave these 3 attached together. You got a set of 3. We're going to add 1 in this top corner as a stripe.
Then they're perfectly lined up. I think
Mhm.
that's what's good.
Yep. And then we're going to take our last set of 3 and you're going to add it at the bottom corner down here. They're all lined up neat and pretty. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now we have our 3 panels all set. Panel 1, panel 2, panel 3. And you can go back at any point, add your glaze pen, add your Wink of Stella. So then here's the backs. And this is where when you get ready to assemble, you can mix and match. Maybe you want it to look like this. Maybe you want it to look like this. You can kind of mix and match however you want it to go. Okay, so in this part is where it just gets easy. Everything's smooth sailing after this. So you've got your 2 book rings. You're going to want to open those up and you're going to adhere the middle of the top of the middle to the bottom of the top.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's all right. And the top of the bottom to the bottom of the middle. I feel like there's a weird poem or something.
Nicole, you've done a really nice job on this project. It's something different.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
And it's a beautiful collection. And
Okay.
it would be nice for even somebody that maybe doesn't have a lot of room to decorate for the holidays.
Yeah. And you could just keep going. Maybe you've got, maybe you want to do only vertical ones and put one of each of your grandchildren on it.
Oh, yeah.
And have it 5 long because, you know, or however many grandchildren you've been blessed with. You could really stylize this however it works for you and for your particular way of celebrating. So, all right. So we're going to take this little red twine and you can decide how long you want your hanger to be. And we're going to attach it to the top panel.
And everything Nicole showed you is in the kit. So if you want to make this at home or make it with friends, we've got the kits are ready to go for you.
The other thing we've got, I do have them all. You're going to get a light green ribbon, a white, and then a skinny dark green ribbon. Okay, and you need you need 3 chunks of each. So we're going to just take all of them up together and we're going to cut them in thirds. Okay. And does not have to be exact. Here we go. There's a third.
You're getting a lot of nice comments, Nicole.
Third.
People really like it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Jean likes how you did mix the horizontal and the vertical.
Yeah.
Mary loves it. Kimberly says good presentation.
Oh, yay. Okay. I did not bring enough red twine. Here we go.
Do I need to go get some?
Nope, we're gonna show you how Nicole fixes the boo-boos that she makes at home. So we're gonna undo this hanger thing that we had. This is how I roll. Okay, so we're gonna get ourselves another little length of red twine because we need some more. I'll lop that bit off. Okay, so we're gonna we'll need some more twine for the top, but for our purposes, we're gonna make this go. All right, so we're gonna tie these 3 in a junk bow style. So I've got 3 lengths, 1 each of that color, and we're going to tie this red twine around it in a knot. And then we're going to take that knot and we're going to tie it. We're going to tie it to our.
That's how you did that. Because normally junk bows go through a hole.
Yeah.
You know, you put them through and then tie them together.
Yep.
But
And
Nicole found a trick.
Then we're just going to knot it onto that ring. Like a junk bow there. Now you can tie them through the loops if you want, and you can add just as much or as little ribbon to those as you can stuff in there. I just went with a little bit of a thing. I wanted the papers to stand out. So we're gonna knot this one.
Jane says this would be a good gift for somebody in a care facility.
Yeah, like as a door knocker kind of
Yeah.
a hanger. Yep, that would be great.
A lot of rooms have like a hook on the door. Like you said, you had a hook on your
Yeah.
door, Nicole.
Yep. That would be great. They make great gifts. They go together really quickly, actually. It kind of, you can make it to be whatever project you want it to look like. So, okay. So we're going to do the same thing at the top here. We're going to gather those 3 and tie a knot. And if you'll notice, I'm not being fussy with whether or not my ribbons line up. Because you can always go back and fuss if you want, but I don't usually. But you can. All right, so we're going to tie that one, this one, because I don't have a ring. We're going to tie that through the actual loop that we punched with that Euro hole punch.
That adds a lot. The kind of the little junky ribbons on the
Mhm.
rings. And
Yeah.
you don't really even see the rings then. You only see that they're
Yeah.
connected somehow.
Yep. All right. So then is your completed. Yours, you will have more red twine and you'll be able to add a hanger to yours.
Wow, Nicole.
But there is your
Here,
completed.
I'm going to put the camera up a little higher so that we can see the whole thing.
And then you can go back and you can kind of, like that one I thought was just a little in the way. So we're just going to give him a little bit of a haircut. There you go. All done.
And Janet just linked the Believe collection.
It is a beautiful collection. Absolutely beautiful.
It's hard
Maybe
to
if I
it's
go-
hard to get it all
There
in
we
there.
go. We'll just pretend we
they're
had our
asking
V8
about the
today.
cost of the coasters. I think they're 59 cents.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
very
really sure.
yeah, they're very affordable.
So if you wanted to add more, or like somebody like Nicole suggested,
Yeah.
put pictures of the grandkids, or
yeah,
it'd be cool if you had an old picture of like Santa
Yeah.
back in the old days,
Yeah.
sitting on Santa's lap. I don't know if they do that anymore. Do you think they go and
I-
visit Santa and sit on their lap,
I
Nicole?
don't-
I don't.
I don't
Since
know.
COVID, I don't really
yeah,
know
I
what
don't
people do.
I hope they do. I remember that being fun when I was a kid.
Val said
So,
it would be a
there
good
you go.
project for like a brownie troop or a Girl Scout
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
some type of club.
Yeah. I've been really enjoying making these. So, and I've done them
We
in a
can
few
tell.
different flavors.
I happened to
so-
bring one over, Nicole, to
Nice.
show.
Yay. Okay.
Janet linked earlier. She linked Nicole's blog, our blog post where Nicole made. Oh, you made a couple. You made.
We made
oh,
some fall
simple
ones
vintage
and
one.
Mhm.
Can't think of that collection.
this one is the Fun Times, I think is
Yep.
the collection called. So it's more of a, this one I believe is a single-sided one. So this one's just one, but you could make it double-sided if you want. But I thought it would be a fun little fair time thing. So you can make whatever flavor you want.
Something for summer.
Oh, we went crooked. There we go.
Whoops, I gotta turn it back on.
Perfect. So yeah, there you go.
And Janet
So-
just linked your
Oh.
demo when you showed the other ones.
Oh,
'Cause
perfect.
I
Thank
think
you,
made
Janet.
like
You're
3
the
of them,
best.
didn't you make like 3?
Yeah, I
Nicole?
made 2 for fall and 1 for the fair time, and then this Christmas one kind of came
Even
to
if you
life
were
as
having
well.
a baby shower,
Oh,
you could make one for baby shower.
Yep, birthdays,
Graduation, maybe you could put 2026 or something
Yep.
on them.
Yeah, and so see this one, it'll be easier. I'll show you from the back. I used the round coaster on this one.
That was creative.
So this is 2 squares and a round, and this is 3 rectangles. You
Yeah.
can mix and match and really kind of customize it however you like.
Nice job, Nicole.
So
Really
there
nice.
you go. That is the Christmas, Merry Christmas hanger kit. That'll look
It's
like
$19.99
upside
and
down.
it's got everything in it that Nicole just used to make that really fun
Yep.
Christmas decor piece.
There you go. That
And
will be the
that-
kit.
And we do have those available. I wanted to make sure we had them, but we
Yeah.
do. And Janet has linked those so you could see
Yay.
what they are.
All right. That was a fun project to put together. I'm glad I got to do that with you guys.
Nicole, I'm going to go ahead and
That
switch the
might be
camera.
Perfect. Sounds good.
So we're going to go back to Nicole.
All right.
So we want, there she is.
Hello.
Nicole, everybody loved it,
Oh.
and you're getting lots of messages.
Oh,
Cheryl just
yay,
said it would
thank
make great gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and
It
Rhonda
would.
says thanks for showing them the hanging
Yeah.
project. I don't think we've ever done anything like that before here at Memory Bound, so
Yeah.
that was really
It's been
cool.
a lot of fun.
So tomorrow, Diane's going to be here, and she is doing her collage board, which is,
Oh,
you might have heard of master boards, and Diane is doing a collage board, and she's going to be showing us that and how it works. And I think you guys will really be interested in it, especially if you were part of the December moments. She's actually going to be using some of the product from that for one of the collage boards.
Mhm.
And then Nicole, we do want to remind everybody about this.
Yay.
So today, happy Veterans Day to everybody, and it's our annual 11% off on November 11th. So it's today only, so don't miss out, especially if you wanted to get some extra product, Christmas things, or if you're working on scrapbooks or gifts for the holidays, whatever it might be. Today's a great day to do it. And Diane says, thank you, Nicole. Great gift idea. They'll fit everywhere,
Yeah.
which
they
is
will.
really true.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun to make too. So I'm a big fan of them. I may be making several, one for every season. Who knows?
I think you should. I should.
Just change them out.
All right. Well, so everybody, Nicole, I'm going to switch cameras. We're going to leave on that. So if you want to put that under the camera. I hope you guys have a fantastic Tuesday, and we're going to be back tomorrow. So be sure and take advantage of our 11% discount today. And we will, I got to switch the camera over here. We'll see you tomorrow. So everyone have a great day.
All right.